Oh man, it is not every day that you get to be joined by one of the 75 greatest players to ever play in the National Basketball Association. The glove himself, Gary Payton, needs no introduction. So good to see you. I guess I would start there with that honor. What's the best reconnection or the best reflection that you've experienced since being named to the 75th anniversary top 75 team?
Great question. Making the Hall of Fame was really good, but making this team is even better. You know what I'm saying? Because what they did was they took 75 years of basketball and then they said, we're going to pick one guy out of each 75 years and say they're the best ever to play at the time. And you got to understand, it was over more than 30,000 players that probably done played in the NBA, and they picked 75 of us and give us the credit for us to be one of them. I'm just very honored. I'm very honored to be with the Dr. J's, the George Gervins, the Jerry West, the Kareems, the Magics, all of them guys, man. And it's just something that I never thought that would happen to me, a kid coming out of Oakland, California, just playing basketball on the streets and doing what I do.
I got to get this before I ask the question I want to get into. I want to ask you on the record, what do you think of my co-host and his shirt? He took it to the next level with this NBA Jams, Gary Payton. Because we always say this.
Fanboying out a little bit.
I just want to let you know. I want to let you know. We say this on the show sometimes. He'll say, Michael will say, "Hey, Mike, I'm going to set you up with a Payton to Kemp question." He'll throw it up and I'll put it down. So you're part of the culture now. But what do you think of that shirt?
Man, I'm in it. I'm in it to win it. I got one too, man. Hey, look, I got all of them games. I got 4 of them games. People be trying to buy them games from me. You know what I'm saying? Because they're legendary. I got them
Yes,
here.
sir.
Y'all can come over there and play them. I know y'all was spending money in the day. Y'all can come over here and play
Back in
for
the
free,
day.
man. Love the shirt, man. Keep it going, man.
Thank you, man.
NBA Jams turned us out. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like. I like it, man.
I appreciate you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I'll tell you, one of the memories for me, I always loved just from afar watching basketball in Seattle, and I had the opportunity when I got a little bit older to cover the league and cover some games out there. Great atmosphere. As we're talking about history and the history of the league, what are your feelings now in 2022 about the Sonics leaving Seattle? And do you think there's any opportunity to bring Seattle, the Sonics or Seattle, a pro basketball team, back to the Pacific Northwest?
Absolutely. We're gonna get a team back. We got a great commissioner in Adam Silver who is trying to do the right thing. I know he doesn't want to take another team away from a city and try to bring it to another city. Listen, we should have never lost our team in the first place. We had bad ownership at the time, and that's just the way it went. But right now, people know that basketball should be in Seattle. We're going to get it back. I guarantee you we will. We're fighting. I think Adam Silver is just trying to make it the best way he can and the right way to get the teams back. It's going to be a lot of more. If it has to be 2 more teams to come in. A lot of owners have to basically approve of this. And I think that they wanted to. I think they wanted to go back up there to Seattle. And we got our fingers crossed, and we're going to be fine. I think that we're going to have a team back there, and it's going to be soon.
So, of course, after Seattle, you had to stop in Milwaukee, and then, of course, part of that Lakers team that went to the finals in '04 before you ended up getting a ring with Miami a few years later. But the Lakers in particular, would love your insight, any kind of suggestions that you may have on how to fix the Lakers and what they need to do going forward. And also one in particular, I kind of want to marry a couple of your experiences together, is a name that's been thrown out there, even though his team's about to go to the playoffs, a name that's been thrown out there as a potential replacement for Frank Vogel if they do move on from him, which looks likely, is Doc Rivers. I wonder, A, what you think the Lakers could do to get on track and get back into contention, and also if you think Doc Rivers would be a good fit at the helm of the Los Angeles Lakers.
That's a good question. I think with the Lakers, man, you had a bad year. you tried something that didn't work. It just didn't work. You know, with the older players, it didn't work. A lot of people got hurt. I think I got to compliment LeBron at the age that he has, he's 37 years old, the best basketball season I think he ever had in his career, even when he was young. To average 30 points and do the things he's doing right now is amazing. I think the only thing the problem was is that they didn't let Westbrook be Westbrook. I wish he would have let him be him instead of who he is now. I think he understands that too. That's why he said he wants to come back and make it another shot at it. Playing in front of your hometown is really big. You know, he went to UCLA. He did a lot of things there. Now coming back to play for the Lakers, they just made a mistake. I know Jeannie Buss is very upset. I know she's going to make some changes. I know Dr. Buss is probably turning over in his grave, real mad. He got to get them fans back in there, all them superstars and stuff back in them games. This is a year that you got to say it's over. Now let's go and try to make it better. You changing coaches. That's who takes the fall for it. I don't know if Doc gonna come back. Doc got a great team in Philly. I don't know why would you come back. Why would you do that? And you already in the playoffs, and you got a team. You got Harden. You got Embiid. You got one of the two best big men in the game. I don't know why you would go back. You know what I'm saying? The only reason you go back is the money difference. LeBron coming back and you get a team that you know you can win with. But right now you got a team in Philadelphia that has a chance to win in the East. Got a good shot. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And while we go and take a Laker job that you're probably going to have to rebuild and do things that you know, unless you're just trying to say, I'm going to the Lakers, Showtime, show place, LA, whatever. He's already Clippers. I don't know why would you do that. I'm already in a good situation.
Yeah, no, I agree. But one thing you said that stood out right off the top, and I haven't heard many people, Michael, I don't know about you, I haven't heard many people sympathetic to the plight of Russell Westbrook, that they didn't allow him to be him. A lot of people have pointed that Russell Westbrook didn't embrace a lesser role. So I love it if you could expound on that point a little bit more. And I'll be presumptuous. How much does your 04 Lakers experience with having to coexist with Shaq and Kobe and Karl Malone, how much does that color that perspective, having kind of been in a situation where a lot of accomplished players had to learn how to play together?
Okay, I'll start off with the Westbrook thing. People can't say that. If you look at Westbrook, he's been in teams all the time. He was a triple-double king right now. Okay, why would you want him to take a lesser role because he's played with AD and LeBron? Why would you just let him come over here and be you? You know what I'm saying? Westbrook cannot be a player where you just say, okay, here, I'm going to give you the ball and I'm going to sit over the thing. He's not a player like that. We never said Westbrook was a shooter. He's not a shooter. He's a player that can get the basketball, explode, and be on confidence. And when he has confidence, he makes shots and he makes things exciting that way. That's the type of basketball player. He gives you energy. You took all that energy away from him. And when he has no energy and people keep talking about me in the paper and I keep looking at it and I keep hearing it, it affects my game. It affects me. And that's not what he was. You don't take that away from a player who was an MVP, a triple-double king, doing things that he did, and then say it's his fault. No, it's not. If that's the case, he shouldn't have never came to the Lakers. You shouldn't have never traded for him. If you're not going to let him be him who he is. You know what I'm saying? And that's not it. Now, with my team in the 04, I was only 32 years old or 31 years old. I was still playing great basketball. Kobe and them was 20 or whatever. Shaq was 20. Karl Malone was just a little bit older than me at 34 or whatever. We were still in our prime a little bit. We were really still in a thing. What happened with us is that Karl got hurt. He only played 60 games. Kobe went through his situation in off season. We didn't expect that to happen. He missed 39 games or so. Then we did Shaq. He was fighting with Dr. Buss about his contract. It was something that happened. So what? He missed 35 games. I was the only player that played 82 games, and we went to the NBA Finals, and Phil Jackson did a great job with the players that we had, Fishers, the Foxes. We did a great job. And that's what happened. This team is not like our team. They were a lot older than us. They were a lot of players on there were older than us. We had some younger guys on our team that was big. Kobe was just in his prime. Shaq was still doing what he did. It wasn't like that. And then all of a sudden, we didn't have a lot of we had a lot of injuries, but we had players that come back and play. Kobe and them would come back and play. They'll come back. On this team, you had AD who was hurt a lot. You know what I'm saying? A lot of players were hurt, and a lot of players didn't play. You didn't play Carmelo Anthony the right way. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. And they have to just redo this team and say, we made a mistake, period. It is what it is. You made a mistake. That's all you say. You made a mistake, and that's it. Now we blow it up. We bring players back in. Now what we have to do is we have to focus on, can we get LeBron to play 2 or 3 more years without killing him and messing up his body? Okay? What do we want to do with AD? Is he going to be hurt or he's not going to be hurt? What are we going to do? You know what I'm saying? And then we bring Westbrook back and let him be Westbrook. And get younger basketball players and make them do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. We made a mistake and let it go.
You know, you mentioned age and you mentioned LeBron, you know, your admiration that he's able to do it at 37. And not only do you know what you're talking about because you played in the league, but you played in the league until you were 38. So if you're talking about how to handle LeBron or any player who's in his mid to late 30s, what did you do? How did you have to change your approach to be able to be successful at that age, especially playing at a high level? I mean, you were still getting it done defensively, which we know is hard. So how do you accomplish that at that age?
You got to take care of your body. Your mindset has got to be right. And then you have to understand, I am not the man no more. I got to move on. I got to let these other players become who they are. With LeBron, he's still the man at 37, which is great. You know, he took care of his body to that point. When I was in my last years, I had Shaquille O'Neal, who was still pretty good. And then I came with a kid called D-Wade, which was great. You know, he was a player that took over and won us a championship with Dallas. So I didn't have any problems with going and trying to be a mentor to Jason Williams, who was on White Chocolate, who was on our team. We had a lot of players like that, but we knew how to go in the background and say, hey, this ain't our team no more. We older. Let these other players get down and do what they got to do and let these younger players do it. And that's what we have to do. You know what I'm saying? And that was the difference between me and what's going on now. A lot of players can't do that. They can't just step aside and say, oh, I'm still the man. You see what I did 6 years ago? It ain't 6 years no more, man. You older now. Let these other players get out, man. This ain't 6 years ago. And I was good with that because I wanted to retire. And they came back and talked me into it. I was only coming to Miami just to talk about, hey, am I going to play only 12, 13 minutes? That's all I wanted to play. And I wound up playing 30-something minutes. So that is what it is.
Hall of Famer, 75th anniversary team, 9-time All-NBA, 06 champion, 9-time All-Defensive, 95-96 Defensive Player of the Year. But one aspect of your legacy and your resume we want to get to, of course, is Gary Payton II. A key player on the Golden State Warriors, obviously a big part of their defense, not surprisingly. We know where he gets that from. Also, what should mention, the Community Assist Award winner for the month of January in the NBA. I guess I'll ask it to you like this, because, you know, as fathers, man, we can only imagine how proud you are. What aspect of his grind, of his journey, the way he came up the hard way and persevered to get to this point in his career makes you most proud?
The most proud, I think, of my son is his mentality of what happened. I think that he had a tough mentality because he went behind me at Oregon State of all the things that I did there. And to have a father at my caliber and try to compete with it and hear the things that it and named after me, name for name, is crazy. Then when he don't get drafted, and then all of a sudden you play 6 years in the NBA and you run through that grind, and now you on a team that you're getting that grind done, and with his athletic ability, and he still plays the 90 type of basketball defense. I got CP3 telling me, man, I try to get your son out of the game all the time because I'm tired. I'm 37. I can't just have him hounding me all the time, man. I asked him. He said, man, I asked him. I said, why you want to play me this many minutes like this at 37? I ain't want to try to do all this. And that's a compliment to my son that he's doing that. And the grind that he has put in and he went through for 6 years. And now to get to where he's at, get to do what he's got to do. And now he can make it more better for him going in these playoffs and establishing in people and let people see what he really can do is going to be a big thing for him. I'm just proud of my son that he grew up that way. He grew up with a lot of things. But let me tell you guys one thing. The most thing I'm proud of about my son is every time that people come up to me, they don't ask me about my son's game. They always tell me about how nice he is and how much of a gentleman he is. That's the best thing I ever get as a parent because I taught him way. I taught him and all my kids, be respectful, always respect your elders and respect the people that you do because you don't know who you're going to be around and who's going to give you something. And my kids are like that. And this kid right here, he's different, way different than me, way different. He doesn't talk. He doesn't do it. He's quiet. And I love it because people always come up to me and say, he's the sweetest kid. He's the sweetest guy. We give you another example. He knocks over a beer in the stands. Come on, he knocks over a beer. And then he goes to people and tells them to buy him another beer and get in and get a deal afterwards. That is just something that never happens. You know what I'm saying? And I'm happy and I'm glad that he got that January award because that's him. Everybody don't know he Ellen for dyslexia, and he got it bad. And you know, and he just want to help kids. That's all he wants to do. And I'm very proud of my son for doing that.
That's all you could ask for.
I love that. I love that moment, and I love you just talking about him because we could do this all day, just talk about our kids, and I love to hear that from you. And you mentioned that beer story. That was great. Now we're not going to talk about beer. Let's talk about Hennessy for a second, because the theme is unfinished business, and in the spirit of Hennessy and unfinished business, you tell me who's going to finish that. You can't say Golden State, okay? Who's going to finish that business this year? Who's going to win the championship?
Ooh, you put me on the spot right here. But the favorite is Phoenix. I think Phoenix is the basketball team to beat. They're the team that got it together. One thing that they have that I think most people don't have, I think one more team has, is a point guard. And that point guard, he gets them into the thing. He might not do it for 3 quarters, but when he gets in that 4th quarter, CP is a beast. And I think they're going to need that. They want to prove something last year that Milwaukee beat them when they just out physical them. And then they just did them out. And I think they want to get back to that level and show that was a fluke. And that's what happened. That's why they've got 63 wins right now. They're just trying to let everybody understand it's going to be a hard out for us to get. I would say the Golden State Warriors, if they had a team really healthy, but they're a little small. But I think Phoenix is a team to beat right now.
Well, look, man, I'm glad you're here on behalf of Hennessy because I firmly believe that anything is possible. Hennessy and lemonade happens to be my favorite, my drink of choice. I'm just curious, tell us about this partnership and why you decided to go into business with Hennessy and this initiative.
You know, it's called the official spirit of the NBA. It's a program called Unfinished Business. And what it does is it takes small businesses from the Black community, the Latino community, and the Asian community, and it helps them. The Unfinished Business has been around since 2020. It gave $5 million since then. Now we're about to come back and team up with the NBA and 17 other NBA teams and give $2.5 million to small businesses. I know both of you guys can go back into your community right now, like I do. Walk down the street and everything is boarded up. It's been like that for 2.5 years. And these people have put all their money into their businesses, and now they're losing it, and they're just going belly up, and they don't know what to do. They're losing everything, and that's a problem for me. That's a problem, and I hate that. And I'm glad that Hennessy came to me with the NBA, and they brought me aboard, because I've been trying to fix this for a long time now, for the last 2 years, because I've been in the small businesses. I did a record label, and I did a phone company, which if you don't look and do the right things into it, it'll belly up quickly. And I had a lot of more resources to do it. These people don't, you know what I'm saying? And then we're trying to honor, this is 75th anniversary. We're trying to honor, spotlight 75 of the unfinished business recipients, that do above and beyond for the community. We want these people to get back on their feet. We have to, because this is ridiculous that we go down the street and we got stuff boarded up and they can't get it back. And I just gonna give you an example. I go to a breakfast spot I've been going to here for 10 years, 15, 20 years. And it's closed now because of the simple fact is the pandemic came and they couldn't keep their mortgage up. And I'm sad, because I used to go out there and just sit out there and listen to the birds chirp, and you drink tea and have me some toast and stuff like this. And that business is not there no more. And that lady actually cried when she was closing this building up. And I hate that. And I'm trying to get them back to now where that building is get up, because we're trying to get the lease back to her so she can open it back up and get her money back in. And I'm just trying to do that. I'm just real passionate of what I'm trying to do with these small businesses, because this is what they don't deserve this. They put their whole life into it, and then all of a sudden you just take it away from them because something unfortunate like the pandemic happened, and they couldn't do it anymore.
Man, we appreciate that, man. Thank you for that word. Thank you for your passion. Thank you for your commitment, and I appreciate you joining us. This was fun. This is definitely a treat.
Hey, anytime y'all want me back, let me know.
Well, I'm going to take you up on that. I'm coming play NBA Jam.
Yeah, we will.
Old school.
Do it. Just come with me. Come with me.
You can get you and Kemp, and I'll get Run TMC. I'll get Mullen and Hardaway. We'll go at it like the old school.
Let's do it.
Hey, thanks for watching Brother from Another on YouTube. Make sure you hit subscribe before you leave, and be sure to watch us 3 to 5 p.m. Eastern Time on Peacock. Appreciate you.